It's 11:47 p.m. On a Tuesday. Alex closes his laptop. The project is submitted, but his mind won't let it go. What if the client hates it? What if that comment he made in the meeting 3 days ago made him look incompetent? His boss said, "We'll talk tomorrow." Does that mean he's getting fired? His partner texts, "Everything okay?" Alex stares at it. Why did she ask that? Does she think something's wrong? Is she pulling away? He types a response, deletes it, rewrites it, deletes it again. He hasn't slept properly in weeks. Every time he closes his eyes, his brain runs tomorrow's disasters. On repeat. Last month, he spent 3 weeks analyzing whether to apply for a promotion. By the time he decided he was qualified enough, they'd filled the position. His friends stopped inviting him out, not because they don't like him, because he always cancels last minute. Terrified he'll say something stupid, and when he does go, he spends the next week replaying every word, convinced he humiliated himself. This is Alex's life, and if you're watching this, some version of this is probably yours too. There's a reason your brain never feels done. Even when everything is objectively fine, it's not because you're broken, it's because your brain is running a process in the background that you didn't know was there, and once you see it, you can finally interrupt it. Let me show you exactly how it works. Picture finishing a project. You close your laptop, check your list, everything's done, but instead of relief, you feel unsettled, like you're waiting for something terrible to happen. Your mind starts scanning, not for what you forgot, but for what could go wrong. What if they misunderstood me? What if that silence means they're upset? What if I just destroyed everything and don't know it yet? Nothing is actually unfinished, but your brain doesn't believe you. Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain isn't checking because something is wrong. It's checking because it never received the signal that you're safe. For overthinkers, done isn't a checkbox. It's a feeling your nervous system rarely experiences, so it defaults to its most familiar assumption. There's still danger. Keep scanning. In the 1920s, a psychologist named Bluma Zygarnik noticed something weird. In a Vienna cafe, the waiters could remember every detail of unpaid orders, multiple tables, complex requests, perfect recall, but the second a bill was paid, complete amnesia. The order vanished from their minds. She discovered something fundamental. Incomplete tasks create psychic tension, mental pressure, that keeps your brain locked onto something until it's resolved. Once complete, the tension releases and your brain lets go. This is actually useful. It's why you remember to pick up milk without writing it down. Your brain holds unfinished tasks, so you don't forget them. But here's the catch. For this to work, your brain has to recognize when something is actually finished. And for overthinkers, that recognition never comes, because your brain doesn't define done like a task list does. Your brain defines done as no risk of catastrophe, no possibility of rejection, complete certainty. You're safe, which is impossible. So the tension never releases, the file stays open, the mental tab keeps running. That's why you're exhausted, even when nothing's actually wrong. Back to Alex. At 11:47 p.m., he submitted the project, but his brain never registered it as complete, because theoretically, the client could still hate it. His boss could still fire him. Disaster is still possible, so the Zygarnik tension stays locked in place. But why can't his brain just stop? 3 systems are fighting for control. First, his prefrontal cortex, the rational part. That should be saying, "You did good work, it's fine," but it's being overruled by his amygdala. The threat detector, it's screaming, "That project could end your career." Even though Alex has never once been fired or even formally criticized. Meanwhile, his anterior cingulate cortex, his error detection system, won't stop scanning. It's like a smoke detector that goes off. When you make toast, hypersensitive. Two problems that don't exist. In a regulated brain, these systems work together. Task done, threat assessed, no danger found, move on. But when anxiety runs the show, the prefrontal cortex can't calm things down. The amygdala tags everything as catastrophic, and the error detector never stops alarming. So even when Alex finishes something, his brain keeps running the threat scan. What if I destroyed my relationship? What if they're about to fire me? What if everyone secretly hates me? His nervous system reads these questions as active dangers. The loop stays open, the task is complete, but the perceived threat remains active. Every open loop eats mental bandwidth. Your brain has limited working memory, like RAM. In a computer, each disaster scenario, each what if, each imagined catastrophe takes up space. So while Alex tries to watch TV with his partner, his brain is simultaneously running. Did I sound stupid in that meeting? Is she going to leave me? What if I get fired? What if my parents get sick? What if? What if? What if? Each scenario drains resources, creating constant, low-level dread about catastrophes that exist only in his head. This is why Alex wakes up at 3 a.m. Not insomnia, his brain running disaster simulations while he's trying to sleep. Why does this happen to me? Alex asked. Other people seem fine. Here's the truth. This hits high-functioning people hardest because the skills that make you successful are the same ones feeding the loop. Alex is good at his job because he anticipates problems, sees 3 steps ahead, catches issues before they happen. That's valuable. That's why he's trusted. But when your nervous system is dysregulated, anticipation becomes catastrophizing. The same brain that makes you excellent at risk assessment can't stop when the workday ends. Plus, Alex isn't managing one thing. He's juggling work, relationship, parents, finances, health, friendships. Each role carries potential catastrophes, more roles, more disasters to imagine, more mental load. And here's the kicker for Alex. Done means 0 chance of failure, 0 risk of rejection, 0 possibility this could destroy everything. Since that's impossible, the loop never closes. The qualities that make him successful, strategic thinking, responsibility, high standards are exactly what keep him trapped. The cost, exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix, because carrying imagined disasters is more tiring than actual crises. You can't enjoy anything at dinner with someone you love. You're mentally replaying conversations from days ago, searching for the moment you ruined everything on vacation, catastrophizing about what's waiting when you return. Relationships suffer. Alex constantly asks his partner, "Are we okay? Did I do something wrong?" He knows it's exhausting for her, but he can't stop. His brain keeps flagging the relationship as about to collapse. Even when it's perfect, he's stopped seeing friends, not because he doesn't want to, because the post-hangout analysis is torture. Every word dissected, every laugh examined, convinced he's weird, convinced they'll never invite him again. The worst part, you think this is just who you are. I'm just someone who ruins good things, but that's not true. This is a pattern, and patterns can be changed. The question isn't how do I stop thinking? It's how do I teach my brain when thinking is actually done? 3 principles make this changeable. Externalization. Your brain relaxes when disaster scenarios leave your head. Write them down, even the ridiculous ones. Your brain is built for processing, not storage. Get it on paper. And your nervous system stops tracking it internally. Completion signals. Your brain needs endpoints, not certainty. Resolution. I've done what I can with what I know. Worrying won't prevent this. Their response isn't mine to control. Teach your brain what complete means when you can't control outcomes. Nervous system retraining. This isn't about positive thinking. It's rewiring your threat detection to recognize the difference between real danger and imagined disaster. Your brain learned this pattern. It can learn a new one, but it takes structure most people don't have. Weeks later, Alex closed his laptop after submitting a project, and something strange happened. Nothing. No disaster scenarios. No replaying the meeting searching for failure. No catastrophizing about getting fired. He just stopped, and his brain didn't punish him for it. That's what's possible when you understand the mechanics. Your brain running disasters on loop isn't preparation. It's a threat system that learned to survive by catastrophizing and never learned you're actually safe. Once you see the system, you can interrupt it, not by controlling everything, but by teaching your brain the difference between real danger and imagined disaster. If you want the full breakdown of how this loop works and where to interrupt it, I created a free guide called the Overthinking Loop, link in the description. You don't need to prevent every catastrophe. You just need to close the disaster loops running in the background. And that's trainable.